There's a reality for those of us who are growing in containers. Now, as most of you all know, I grow 100% in containers. At this point, I don't have anything in ground. Will I ever have anything in ground? The plan is to have a few trees in ground eventually, okay? But not just yet. However, one of the harsh realities of growing in containers is that there's only a certain amount of food that we are going to be able to grow, as opposed to those who are growing in ground or even in a raised bed. Now, raised beds are good for people who don't want to bend that far or just want to have a contained space because it's raised, but the bottom is open. So even if you're growing in a true raised bed, you're growing in ground because you may fill up your raised bed with things that will compost over time, leaves, cardboard, sticks, branches, whatever. But at the end of the day, your roots from your plants can eventually reach the ground, and then it's endless. It's absolutely endless at that point, which gives you a stronger foundation, stronger trunks, stronger branches to whatever you may be growing. However, because growing in containers, we're limited. That means for certain plants, we can either grow enough for ourselves or enough for birds and critters. So therefore, we have to take measures if we want our fruit, if we want our plants, to make sure that we have what we intend to grow. Let me show you exactly what I mean. Take my rescue blueberry bush. It's in a container, as you can see. This is it right here. And as of right now, I have quite a few berries that are growing on there. See if I can get that into focus. I have quite a few berries that are growing on there, as you can see. But I don't think this is going to produce enough for me and the birds, all right? And because they are not ripe yet, but they are starting to turn, they are coming in, it's time that I'm going to need to protect them. Otherwise, this will happen to all. Some bird had lunch. Another bird had dinner. So if I want to keep them growing, it's time for me to protect them. Otherwise, they'll just get them all. And all the work, the money, and time and effort that I'm putting into it will be in vain. So let's get started. I like to use these garden bags. These are for bugs to keep them out, but the mesh on them, it's a mesh bag. The mesh bag is very, very fine. I don't typically like to use the bird netting, although it works. The problem with the bird netting is that it has larger holes. The birds can't get through those nets, but the birds can get caught in those nets. And two things. One, I wouldn't want a bird getting caught and getting hurt in there. And three, if the bird gets caught and gets caught up in there, it's over. Okay? Need I say more? It's over. It's over for me. It's over for the plant. And unfortunately, it's over for the bird. Because I'm not getting it out. Okay? I have to call somebody in here to get it out. And by the time that person comes to get it out, well, we'll all know what happens at that point. So, let me go ahead and get this put on my blueberry plant. Okay, so it's okay. These are very long bags, but sometimes these blueberry bushes can grow very, very tall, and it's okay if the tops of them bend over. It's okay because you can guide plants in the way you want them to go. Just make sure they bend gently so you don't break or damage your branches. I typically don't like to use the drawstring. I've actually had this particular bag long enough that the drawstring has broken. And in that case, I just use these regular clips. They're actually for like folders, file folders or something. Regular clip like this. Get it at the dollar store, Walmart, any place like that. And I twist the bottom and then I clip this onto the bag. And that's what keeps it down there. Now, the other thing I love about these bags is that the sun can get through, the light can get through, the heat can get through, and the water can get through. They're also still open down here at the bottom, as you can see, because I don't have any berries growing down there. So I left that open. So when I fertilize or do anything like that, I can get to the soil without moving the bag. This is probably my tallest plant this year, and I didn't need them for my hibiscus. The birds didn't bother those at all, so that's a very good thing because those plants grow very, very tall. All right, so I just wanted you all to see that once your berries start to turn blue, purple, whatever color you want to call them, I call them blue, they blueberries. That's the time to go ahead and cover them up. Another thing, if you're growing blueberries, once they turn completely blue, and that's another reason why you want to cover them up, because once they turn completely blue, do not harvest them. Leave them on the vine for at least another week or two. That way, not only will they ripen, they'll turn sweet. If you pull them as soon as they're ripe, or if you pull them as soon as they turn nice and completely blue and they really are ripe, you can harvest them at that point, but you're going to miss out on the sweetness. They actually turn sweet by staying on the vine for a couple of weeks after they've turned completely blue. I'm Pam, this is Zone 8A, and anywhere you can sit a pot, you can grow a plant.